So I want to talk about getting old. By the time you're watching this, my birthday will have passed and I would have been 26, or I would be 26 for about a month. I remember never being excited for my birthday because it was just another day to me. But without copying the video I made last year word for word, you can just watch that video up here. But, over the past little bit, I've been thinking I'm about to turn 26. I'm gonna be 26 years old. I've made 26 trips around the sun, survived 26 bone-chilling winters, survived 26 sweltering Canadian heat summers, and most of all, I did it living in the same place. But there was one very important thing I wanted to talk about, and that was the fact that this year is the only year of my life where I've felt almost panicky, if that's even a word, about turning 26. I remember when I was 13 playing Modern Warfare 2, and I wouldn't be able to remember 10 years before that. But now I'm 10 years ago seemed like yesterday. 10 years ago was when LeBron won his first ring. 10 years ago was us playing Modern Warfare 3 on PS3. I have vivid memories of 10 years ago, but it's not the memories that make me panic or give me those strange feelings. It's the fact that now I'm over the hump of my 20s. My mom used to say that your 20s are some of the best times you'll ever have, and yes, fun times have happened, like me and my girl going to Disney and stuff like that, but she made it seem like your 20s are a constant party and other things, but that wasn't the case. She passed away when I was 22, and life since then has been kind of whatever. And don't get it twisted, I'm very grateful to be able to go to work and have a roof over my head and food in the fridge, and to be able to live in a country that isn't going through an unfortunate war right now. More on that in another video. But I don't know, I just feel very uncertain about the future. I think I feel uncertain because I'm getting to that point of okay, it's time to take over the reins and be in control in a sense. Because, when you're 22 to 25, 21 to 25, life is very uncertain. You're probably graduating college or university. You're trying to find out what things you want to pursue outside of work. Maybe some people are starting a family. There are a lot of changes that happen very fast because you're I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to move out soon, and then I'm going to buy a house, and then there's always that little voice in the back of your head or the back of your mind that kind of taps you on the shoulder and tells you that you're not doing enough and that you're wasting your life. But I guess that's gonna happen regardless. It kind of brings you back down to earth, for lack of a better term or word. I know I talk a lot about not caring about a timeline and things like that, but I'm kind of disappointed that I'm not on schedule with my career and where I want to be, among other things. I knew that being in your early 20s was the kind of time where it was going to be shitty, right? You'd bounce around from job to job, finding out what you were going to do, figuring out goals and plans and things like that. But I feel like I'm still behind, because when you're 26, you're supposed to be at the start of a great career, right? Not working a job to pay the bills, and that's the feeling that I get from work right now. It's not that I don't like the work, it's just I'm not feeling fulfilled. I'm working to live right now. But then again, we have to remember that things take time, and 10 years from now can be very different. We all see that Steve Jobs started Apple when he was 21 or 22, but that's not possible for everybody. Only a tiny, tiny percentage of people find their passion and start building it at 22. And for everyone else, it's just a matter of trial and error and trying things and not liking them and trying other things and stopping. And it's a whole journey, to be honest. A good movie to watch regarding this topic is the Disney movie named Soul. It's an animated, movie with Jamie Foxx doing voiceovers and stuff like that. And it's actually a really excellent movie to watch when it comes to finding yourself and discovering what you like to do. I'm not going to spoil the movie, but if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you to, give it a watch. Side note here, that's the great thing about Pixar movies. They appeal to the lowest common denominator, but they keep the adults engaged by throwing in little jokes here and there. They appeal to everyone, but it's not until you get older that you realize some of the jokes that went over your head when you were a kid. I guess the thing I'm worried about is that I can remember 10 years ago, and I don't feel like I used those 10 years to the best of my ability. It seems to me like I wasted them, and now life is gonna speed up rather than slow down. I guess my other biggest fear is that, 5 or 10 years can pass you by just like that, like at the snap of a finger. Sometimes I can't even imagine that we were playing PS3 11 years ago. And like I said, the scariest part is that life won't slow down. It's only gonna speed up as you get older. Look, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I know what to do about this feeling, because the truth is that I have no idea. I don't know if it's a quarter life crisis or an over the hump of your 20s crisis. I have no idea what it is. But all I know is that it's not a fun feeling. And to be fair, I just want to say that maybe you're gonna feel this way regardless if you're working a job you like or not. That's the issue with being one of those what's the meaning of life people. If you're doing something you don't like, you're like, well, what's the point? And then you feel like you're destined for more. But if you're working a job you do like and pursuing goals and doing everything you can, sure, it might happen less, but you're still gonna have those days where you feel like shit, and then you're like, oh, well, what's the point? What's the meaning of life? We're just on this blue spinning rock in the middle of space. This is the first time that I've ever felt pressure in my life. I guess because I'm turning 26. I've never felt this before, and I really don't know how to shake the feeling. I guess you could say, though, the good thing is that I do have a plan. I'm just gonna take life one day at a time. I'm not gonna rush into things. I'm not gonna take life too seriously. I'm just gonna live life. I've realized that I spend a lot of time thinking about what I'm gonna do and how life is gonna play out, but I rarely ever just sit back and just live. I'm just gonna make videos, go to work, fly my drone, take pictures, play piano, hang out with my girl, and let life come to me, and then we'll see where it takes me. If you're having feelings similar to these feelings that I'm having, drop your thoughts in the comments down below, because I would love to hear, when they started, how they've affected your life, and how you're dealing with them. Because trust me when I say, I could definitely use some helpful insight right now. And as always, thanks for watching.